Hi everybody, thank you for tuning in to another video. What we're going to be looking at today, hopefully very exciting, is a brand new Galaxy Z Fold 3 5G. This is supposed to be released next week Friday on the 27th, but Samsung have, for whatever reason, sent it out a week early. So thank you very much Samsung for getting it to me 1 week early. I can have a nice play with it and I can share it with the viewers as well. So the phone and also the starter kit that's come with the phone, which is the case, the S Pen case of the S Pen as well, and also a standard charger. So I'm just going to go ahead and open this up. We're going to have a quick look at it, and then what I'm going to do is I'm obviously after the video going to have a good play with it, transfer or do a switch from my existing Galaxy Note 10 Plus across to this device, get all my stuff copied across and get it set up, which I'm not going to include in the video, and then give you another update on what I think of the phone. So there it is. The first thing you see when you open that is this huge display, the internal display. That's the first thing you get a sight of when you open the box, and the box is not much bigger than the actual phone itself, so not much packaging material going to waste there. And there you've got it. There is the phone. It looks absolutely stunning, as you can see there, and you can see the reflection of my recording equipment, the camera, which is actually my Note 10, believe it or not, right there in the reflection, and some microphones that you've probably seen a previous video on. So you can see the triple lens layout there. You've got the 12 megapixel cameras, you've got the wide, the standard, and the zoom, got the telephoto lens and a little flash there. The bump is looking a little bit smaller overall than the Z Fold 2 from last year. And then let's go ahead. Otherwise, I think device-wise, it looks pretty much the same. I didn't have the Z Fold 2. I told myself that I would never upgrade or try out a Z Fold device until they started supporting the S Pen, because I am a big fan of the S Pen. And there you go. The first thing you see there then is the actual outside screen. That is absolutely, it's nice, isn't it? There you go. It's narrow. It's got like a chocolate bar form factor here. And then I'm trying very careful not to start probing the inside screen too much. Definitely a lot of reflections there. That's the first thing you can say. I guess when the device is on, you won't notice it so much. So there we have it. Z Fold 3 5G in the actual UK retail packaging. Now this hinge feels absolutely remarkable. So just closing that for the first time there, that feels superb. Now, as you can see the hinge there, the quality of the hinge there, it's very, very tight. From what I remember of seeing the Fold 2, this is not protruding so much, or a tiny little bit less than the Fold 2 was anyway. Extremely tight hinge there. As previous generations, you have got a little gap in between because they haven't managed to make it come together fully yet. Maybe something I'd like to see in the future revisions is that you don't have this gap there, and maybe some sort of a gasket going all the way around. That means there's less chance of dust getting from your pocket into the actual device's screen there. It's not going to go inside the screen, but it is definitely be going on the screen inside while it's folded, where you want to open this up and you want it to be nice and clean. You don't want bits of dust hanging around the edges. So there it is. Yeah, you can see the crease, but I guess when on, you're not really going to be able to notice it too much. The external screen, I don't know if the external screen has an always-on display or not. I hope it does, because I'm a big fan of the always-on display. It's very handy to see some notifications and time and keep vital bits of information on that front screen without actually turning the phone on. And again, the internal or the under display camera, what is supposed to be an under display camera system, you can see right there, it is visible. When you turn the screen on and you've got bright pictures, I think the idea here is that it's not as in your way as it would be when it's fully hole punched out. So in some situations where you've got some media content going on or gaming or something, you're probably going to forget about it, though you are compromising, from what I've seen in reviews, on the camera quality, because the camera is actually coming through, or the sensor's trying to take a picture through some pixels. So unfortunately you are compromising on camera quality, but then not to worry, because you have got another selfie camera there, which is hopefully going to be of better quality. And then ultimately you've got the three bad boys at the back. So if you really want to take a good quality selfie, you can take it like this, because you're going to be looking at yourself on a big large screen using the actual rear cameras. So that is the best quality selfie you're probably going to get from this phone here anyway. Let's go ahead and turn it on, and while it's powering up, let's move it to the side. Hopefully there is some power in there. Let's just have a quick, can we see the screen protector? So I think you can see the edges of the screen protector there, which you're probably not supposed to remove, and I think they'll replace this for free as part of the Samsung Care Plus 1 year free cover that you do get with the phone. So you can see that there. There you can see the edges of the screen protector. Again, not something that's going to really get in your way. So let's just put that to the side for a second while it's turning on. You can see the screen is on there, so I'm going to have to select my language, I suppose. I'm going to click on that. That'll start, right? Okay, cool. So whilst that goes ahead and starts up, I'm just going to go ahead and cut the packaging on this starter kit so we can have a quick look at the case, how the case goes on, and then I'm going to go away and start transferring all my stuff to it and seeing if I can make it my main phone. I don't know if I'm going to use this case or not, to be honest, but I am a fan of the S Pen, so I do want to keep the S Pen, and for that reason alone I may well be using it until I get another third-party case that allows you to store the S Pen. What I'd ideally like is a case that stores the S Pen Plus. So there's the pen in there. It's quite snugly fit into that case. Now you just slide it out just like that. You can see the new pen nib there. If I bring it into focus, hopefully it will focus. I don't know if it will or not. But you can see the pen nib there. It's a bouncy one. It definitely retracts. Let's get the phone on again, and let's see if we can use the pen on the screen. Yes, we can. So this was quite natural because I've been used to using the S Pen since the first generation of the Note, to be honest. So let's just hold that up a bit closer so you can see it there. So let's just agree to not sending diagnostics data because that's optional. We can just accept the end user license agreement there and hit next. You can see the pen is actually very responsive. I'm going to go ahead and just skip the Wi-Fi setup for now as well, if I can. No, a network connection is needed to set up. Okay, cool. I'm not going to go ahead and do this now because it's going to make the video unnecessarily long. I'm going to go ahead and do this after the video. I just want to show you the device. The device is absolutely gorgeous. I can't really show you much more until I actually get this connected to a Wi-Fi network. So the next review will be of the device, the interface, the experience with the S Pen on something like OneNote and etc. So what else have we got in the starter kit? We've got a nib changing tool for the pen, so that's nice to see that there are some spare nibs that are included. This is new, well, I say new, but for the last couple of generations of S Pen, you didn't actually see this, where this is the pen from my Note. You can see this here, right? If we can get this into focus, we can compare the two. Where you've got one finer tip. This is not as fine as the Note 10 tip used to be. I really can't get this thing to focus at the moment. There you go. And then you've also got, I'm trying to cut out the yeah, you go. So you can see the focus there, right? The Note 10 tip on the left, extremely sharp and fine, as was the Tab S7 Plus stylus. But the new one, they've made it a bit more rounded and a bit more bouncy to protect the screen. So you're protecting the soft screen there, and they do tell you not to use any other pen other than the one designed for the phone. So this one or the S Pen Pro, I suppose, right? Charger, nothing much to see there, just standard charger. And I don't think there's any charging cable in the boxes there. No, that would be asking too much. There's no charging cable. So that's it. That's all that's in the box. You've got your phone on a separate case, then you get separate packaging with the starter kit. Let's go ahead and put the case on and see how it fits. So I'm guessing this is just going to clip on like so, or slide in. Yeah, there you go. It's just clipped in. And then on the other side, I don't know how this is going to work really, because you can't lay it flat with this on the table because this is in your way. So how that works, I don't know. Let's try it out. Yeah, you can't really lay it flat, can you? No, you can't really lay it flat at all. It's kind of getting in the way of it, isn't it? Let's try it like this. Does it go? Yeah, okay. So first problem with the case is if you're using the case, you can't really lay it flat, because when you lay it down, well, it might stay to the side a little bit, maybe make for a more natural writing angle, who knows. But I'd like it to be flat on the table, to be honest. So for that alone, wouldn't mind the case where the pen actually goes on the side, maybe. Shame it's not magnetic, but then yeah, something that just drops into the side there, protects the tip while it's in your pocket, and at the same time doesn't get in the way when you want to lay the thing flat. So I'm not sure about this case all of a sudden, but it is a freebie. It came with the case, with the phone, so I'm not too fussed either way. Let's just close the device there and see if the front screen comes on for the setup. You can go through the setup on the front display there as you can see. Definitely a candy bar sort of situation going on there. The case overall isn't adding too much to the dimensions of the phone. It's not adding too much thickness, to be honest. You got a little bit extra because you've got the plastic housing that's clipping onto the back of the phone. But other than that, it's not too bad. It's a shame that they didn't use the case to actually close up this gap here. It wouldn't have been a problem to make this just protrude a little bit so that it's covered up the gap in the actual folded mode. That would have been quite nice to see, Samsung. Now, this here is an active cover by the looks of it. So when I'm closing the cover, the front cover, you can see the screen is going off, and as soon as I'm opening it, it's turning on again. So you can just see that happening there. So that's nice to see. So there's definitely some sort of a magnetic system in there. And then when you've got the phone like this, you've got the S Pen here, which is just going to slide in. It has to slide in a specific direction as well, I suppose. It's not the smoothest slide out mechanism. They've got a little hole there to make sure that you're not catching any air pressure and stopping you from sliding this thing in and out. But from a which direction does it go in perspective? There's a flat side on the pen. There's always been a flat side on the pen where the button is, right? So there's a button right there on the stylus right there. There's a button, and that is going to be going on the inside. So that's going to allow you to slide this thing in, and it's in, and it's fairly secure. Once that's in, that's not going to be dropping out, that's for sure. There's a little ridge in there. You can see it's dipped in a little bit, so that's effectively stopping this from just sliding in and out freely. But it does mean you've got to put it in the correct way, so you're not just going to be flipping it in and out. Like the Note Pen, you can really put it in and out anyway. Well, obviously it's rectangular, it's not square, but generally you can just slide it in without looking. You're just going to get used to this. With the pen in there and the bump on the side, yeah, you've added dimension widthways, definitely. Maybe not this way, but you definitely added some additional, it's like about 1 centimeter to the side of the phone. So again, it's not as narrow as it would be without that case. But there you go. First looks at the retail unboxing, Galaxy Z Fold 3 5G. Again, Samsung, thank you for sending it out a week early. I will be having a play. And I will be sharing my thoughts on whether or not you should consider upgrading from a traditional phone to something like this. If you've got the Z Fold 2 already, I don't know, let me know your thoughts. Are you going to be upgrading? Are you not going to be upgrading? Do you think it's not enough of an upgrade? I guess the aspects I'm seeing here are you've got the full display, and you can see that it does kind of get obscured. It kind of makes you forget about the hole punch because it's not really visible once the screen is on, especially where you've got bright colors and you can see there on a white background, it's almost visible. It depends on the angle at which your eyes are hitting it, but if I'm just looking at it on like this, I'll be honest, you're going to forget about that. So that's that. I'm going to go ahead, set this up now, do a transfer or Samsung switch, transfer all my stuff from my Note 10 across to this. This is the 512 model. My Note 10 is also the 512 model. Unfortunately, no expandable storage in these, no SD card, so I'm going to have to remove the SD card from my phone before I do a sync across, which means my photos that are on my SD card aren't going to come across. Big downside to these devices. Hopefully next year we'll see the addition of the SD card, because surely they can squeeze something like that in here, right? There you go. On that note, I'm not going to make this video longer than it needs to be. We've had an initial look. I'm going to set it up. As I said, another video coming up comparing it to maybe the Note 10 as well, and the benefits of the larger display, just how much extra real estate you get in here compared to a normal phone. We'll talk about all that sort of stuff in the next video. On that note, I'm going to end this video. I'm going to thank you very much for watching. Take care, and hopefully see you in the next video. Bye-bye.